Hey guys, it's Kevin again. This is going to be for True Blood Season 7, Episode 6, Karma. And that was actually a perfect title for this episode. This episode was fantastic in my opinion. I thought this was the best episode of the season. We got a lot of answers as to things we've wanted for a lot of the season. And we only have 4 episodes left of True Blood. So it's going to get definitely very interesting. So, let's just get to it, because overall I really loved this episode. I thought this was a great episode, and I loved everything that was going on, and I loved the huge reveal as well. I thought that was great. Let's first get to Bill. Bill, as we know, has that Hep V virus, and basically, you gotta feel bad for the guy, because pretty much everyone's getting this Hep V virus, it seems. Basically, he makes an appointment with an attorney named Madeline Kapneck, and, he's on the phone with her, but when he's on the phone, Jessica walks in the door, and you gotta feel bad for Jessica, because she just found out that her boyfriend was gay, and basically cheated on her with Lafayette, so she's kind of pissed about that, and she walks into the door, and she hears Bill referring to getting my affairs in order, and Jessica kind of, she's crying and everything. Bill doesn't know what's going on. And, you gotta feel bad for her, as I said, because she just lost James and everything. So, then she says, Bill, what's wrong with you? Because she sees his neck, and she says, are you sick or something? And he doesn't tell her that he has that Hep V virus. He tells her he's fine, and basically that's what's going on. Basically, she finds out that he has the Hep V virus right away. So, I definitely thought that was a very interesting scene, the way that worked out. But yeah, that was definitely very interesting. So then Bill arrives he finally does arrive at the Kapneck offices, to find the waiting room full of vampires, and, he's told he needs it will take between 5 and 7 hours to actually get a meeting, which, that kind of sucks for him, because, that's gonna take him a very long time, definitely. So basically, Jessica then calls Jason while he's in bed with Violet, and she says she's not doing very well and wants him to get Sookie. And, here's the thing. If Jessica just wanted this, why didn't she just call Sookie herself? I don't understand why she couldn't just call Sookie herself. Yes, I understand Jessica's not in the best of moods right now, and she probably wanted to, do something with Jason, but Violet hears Jason leave the house, and she literally just goes into a full temper tantrum. I mean, she tried to have sex with him before, she tried to do, sexy things on him before, but when she hears that he's leaving to go with Jessica, she starts breaking things. I mean, that was intense, definitely. That was really intense. So Jason wakes up Sookie and tells her Jessica needs to see her in person, and Sookie really doesn't want to go, but she has to, pretty much. And he brings Sookie to see Jessica, and she tells him that Bill is sick, and, Sookie is obviously very shocked when she finds out that Bill is sick, because this is not the news she thought she'd heard. She never thought this could happen to Bill, and basically, Sookie thinks that maybe she's been exposed and wants to be tested, because there have been multiple occasions that something bad could have happened to her. Touching his hand, possibly, or, there were multiple times when she thinks that she could have the Hep V virus as well. Because the Hep V virus, is contagious. You can get it from somebody else, pretty much. She's pretty sure that she is going to contract it, and she wants to be tested to make sure she doesn't end up getting that Hep V virus. She wants to make sure she doesn't get it. So basically what ends up happening next is that in the waiting room, Bill finally he listens to the other infected vampires talk, and he notices the disease seems to be advancing unusually quickly, so we know what's really going on there. And, yeah, so then Sookie has a blood test, and she'll learn the results later that day. She doesn't know what's gonna happen or whatever, but that was definitely very interesting. So while waiting on her results, Sookie tells Jason that she can still sense Bill, and Jason tells Sookie he actually doesn't love Violet, that all he feels with her is fear. He's scared of Violet, which he should be, because she just did a whole, as we know, she did a whole temper tantrum and probably destroyed their house. And Sookie gets a call that she's a carrier, and she's looking almost too weak to stand, and yeah, so she gets a carrier, and basically Bill's number is finally called, luckily, because, Bill had to wait there for so long. And he tells Capneck he'd like to transfer his estate to his progeny, and she says that Burrell has changed the law to indicate that somebody can't will property posthumously, and since he's technically dead, it's unclear where he stands, because he's basically dead. So she advised him to adopt Jessica, but the only way to expedite the process is for a fee of $10 million. Now, he tells her he'll take his business elsewhere. She begins to lecture him on the benefits of being a vampire, and this really pisses Bill off. He does not want this right now. He decides he kills both her and her security detail. That was awesome, honestly. I mean, that was awesome right there. I mean, those two were being douchebags to him. They really were, and I was happy he killed them. And the way he killed that girl was so epic. He put a fucking knife in her neck, and she was like, That was awesome. And then he basically made the other guy head explode, basically. I mean, that was awesome what he did to them. I mean, that scene was just like, holy shit, but at the same time, I thought that was awesome. So basically, eventually Sookie tells Jessica the test results, which we find out that Sookie does have the Hep V virus, and she's crying and she's apologizing for making Bill sick, and, she pretty much thinks that she's the one that made Bill sick. She thinks she's the one that did it, and it definitely is very interesting, to see that, we find out later she's not the one that did it. I'll get to who did it, but when we get to the other plot, but basically, Jason walks into the house and finds it basically destroyed, and he finds a note from Violet that says the relationship is over, so that's obviously not a good thing, because the relationship as they know it is pretty much over. So unfortunately for Jason, it did not end on a good note for him. So Bill, at the very end, Bill comes home to find Jessica and Sookie, crying each other on the stairs, and he doesn't know why they're crying, but he shuts the door. Obviously, he's very upset because he knows that, that he has this Hep V virus, and he doesn't know that Sookie has it. So I'm interested in seeing what Bill's reaction is going to be when he finds out that Sookie does in fact have the Hep V virus. So that plot was definitely very interesting. I thought that plot was definitely very strong, and let's go over to Eric and Pam. They had a lot to do in this episode as well. Eric and Pam, and even Amber and Sara as well, had a lot to do. So basically, if you remember, Eric and Pam were surrounded by all those Yakuza last week, and basically, Eric takes on the Yakuza. He's forced to surrender when he sees they have guns to Pam's head, and the two of them are brought to the Yakunamo building, and they set a table in front of huge windows, and a clock is placed on the desk in front of them, and it's counting down to dawn. Obviously, they're vampires, so if they see dawn, they're gonna burn to death. So, obviously, this can't be good. So, the son of, Yakunamu's, sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong, but Yakunamu's founder, Gus Jr., sits across from Eric and Pam, and he tells him that the company is bankrupt, and he's looking for Sarah Newland. As we know, Eric wants to kill Sarah Newland, and he tells him nothing, and Gus Jr. says if they don't tell him anything, they'll meet the son, and Pam says she has information and wants Gus Jr. to give her his word. He won't kill them if they tell him what he wants to know. And now Eric wants to kill Sarah, but Gus Jr. says, no, I'm not allowing it. They settle on Eric getting to kill her as long as Gus Jr. gets her body. And the plan is for them to, and that was a really intense scene because this whole time, all this happening, they have like this sun, beating on them. They're like burning up. I mean, that was awesome to watch. Basically, the plan is for them to pay Sara a visit together that night. Speaking of Sara, we see Sarah's sister Amber. She's very sick. And she grabs Sara trying to sneak into her house, and Amber gags and drops to the floor, so she's very sick, obviously. So basically, what ends up happening next is that, what happened next? Amber wakes up on the couch, and Sara tells her what's been going on. And, I thought this was very, very interesting, because Sarah's seeming very different. I guess Sara used to be very evil or whatever, and she asks if she can hide there for a few days. Now, Amber is not interested. It reminds her sister that she helped create the Hep V virus, which we know that she's true. But Sara says that she's a different person now. and tells Amber her relationship with the guru. And she tells her that she's a Buddha, and there's an antidote for Hep V, which she drank. So, believe it or not, Sara is the cure for the Hep V virus. She healed her sister. She's like, let me heal you. She ends up healing her sister. Eric and the Yakuza, they arrive at Amber's place. They have no idea what's going on, because they see that Amber's healed, and he doesn't know why. So, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what ends up happening there. I'm really interested in seeing what's going to happen there. Definitely very, very interesting stuff there. Really cool stuff. Very weird, but definitely very interesting. I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen there, definitely. Because Amber's healed and Sara has the cure. So, if Eric finds out about this, he might actually try to use this to Sara's advantage, and then he might kill her. I'm sure that Eric's going to kill her, because the deal is for him to kill her, so that way Gus Jr. will get her body. That's the plan. However, if he finds out that Sara has the cure to cure the Hep V virus, I don't know what he's going to do. Now, Sara could be full of shit, but I don't think she is full of shit. I think she is sincere, because how else would, if she was full of shit, how the hell would Amber be healed? That's what I have to say to that. How the hell would Amber be healed if she really was full of shit? That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that was definitely very interesting. I thought Eric and Pam's was also very interesting in this episode. Let's go over to Lafayette and Lettie Mae, and also James. Basically, Lafayette brings Lettie Mae to his place to keep an eye on her, and he finds James is there, looking for a place to crash, and James buys Lettie Mae's belief about Tara wanting to communicate. Now, James gives blood to both Lettie Mae and Lafayette, who lie on the couch and begin to stare off into the distance, because Lettie Mae, of course, is obsessed with finding Tara right now. And basically, very surprising. This was definitely very surprising. I thought this was really interesting, actually. In their dreamlike vision, Lettie Mae and Lafayette come upon Tara up on the cross, speaking in tongues, and she comes down momentarily before disappearing and then running off. And the two give chase to her, and they chase her, basically, and they follow Tara to a home they lived in when Tara was a baby. And Tara's digging in the yard, but before they find out what is happening, Reverend Daniel pulls them out of the V-trip, and Lafayette now believes Lettie Mae is not crazy, because he saw it as well. And they agree. Tara was telling them they need to go to their old home. So Daniels tells Lettie Mae she needs to choose between the V or me, and she says this is something she needs to do, and Daniels leaves. And honestly, Daniel needs to accept that. He needs to accept that this is something that she needs to do. She needs to possibly find Tara. Now, Tara could possibly be alive, and honestly, that very well could be true. She could be trapped somewhere, or maybe she didn't die. Maybe she vanished somewhere, you know? Now, Lafayette believes her, so it's going to be interesting to definitely see what's going to happen with Lafayette, because now, finally, Lafayette believes her and thinks that she's not crazy. So maybe all this time, Lettie Mae has not been crazy. Maybe all this time, she has been correct, and that would make sense if she has not been crazy. So yeah, that was definitely very interesting. And the final thing to talk about is Adilyn, Wade, Andy, and Holly. This was actually very funny. I thought their plot was very funny. Basically, Andy finds Adilyn in bed with Wade, and he chases the boy out of the house, and Holly's furious, and he was yelling at her son. And he literally chased him out of the house when he was naked, and it was hilarious to watch. He was, like, butt naked. And, you know, when Holly was chastising Andy, Adilyn had this look on her face. Adilyn is still the hottest. Oh my god. I mean, Adilyn is so hot. I really would. I probably would have done the same to her, personally. But the thing is, it's kind of incestuous because Andy proposed to Holly last week, so if they get married, Wade is going to become Adilyn's brother, which is going to become incestuous. Obviously, though, Adilyn wants to pursue a relationship with Wade. So this kind of is messing up Andy's little relationship that he wants right now. So Holly and Arlene talk about the situation with Adilyn and Wade, and they walk into the bar and find it wrecked. And basically, Arlene tells Andy that he needs to control his anger. Basically, an angry Andy shows up at the bar to confront Holly. Holly seems to imply that most of the blame should be on Adilyn since she's the fairy. and maybe she put him under, like, a spell or something, and Arlene helps get them talking, and advises them to talk to the kids, and I thought this was very funny, because, you know, Andy wants to control his anger and everything, and Andy and Pam, they find that Adilyn and Wade have left, headed to Fort Bellflower, and, you know, Andy's like to Pam, well, you know how I said I control my anger? I can't control my anger right now. I don't have any patience right now. And I thought that was really funny. And basically what we find out is Violet approaches Adilyn and Wade at Fort Bellflower, and Violet thinks it's too dangerous for them there and suggests a safer place. And she tells the kids to leave their phones behind and walks them out. She really isn't something else up her sleeve. We don't know what it is, but she is tricking them into coming with her. And it looks like next week they're going to go to her somewhere else. I don't know where they're going, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens there, definitely. But overall, this episode was by far the best episode of the season. I love the reveal that Sara has the cure. Again, if Eric finds out that Sara has the cure, is he actually going to kill her? I'm pretty sure he's not going to kill her. And then what's going to happen to Gus Jr.? I kind of have this feeling that that Pam and Eric are probably going to die, because Gus Jr. almost made them die in this episode, so we'll have to see what happens there, definitely. Plus, there's only 4 episodes left, so they got a lot still to do. As far as Bill goes, how is he going to react when he finds out that Sookie has this Hep V virus? I'm pretty sure when Jason finds out that, I'm pretty sure that when Jason finds out that, you know, Sara is the cure, not Jason, when Eric finds out that, Sara is the cure to, the Hep V virus, he's gonna tell Bill about it, and Bill and Sookie will be healed. I'm pretty sure they will be healed. Because, as we've known, you know, since then, there hasn't been a cure to this virus. It's just been, you get it, you're gonna die. Now, Lafayette and Lettie Mae, obviously, he believes her that Tara's alive now, so I don't know if she's, you know, if he's tripping or whatever, you know, when he was high. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that something is definitely going to happen there. We'll have to see. And Violet tricked Adilyn and Wade to go with her. Where is she going to take them? I don't know where she's taking them. Oh, one last thing to talk about. It has to do with Sam. One short thing with Sam. He went to see Nicole, and she tells him she's leaving town permanently. She refuses to raise their child in town this crazy. He tells her Bon Temps is the only place he's ever felt safe, but that doesn't change her mind. She's leaving the following day, and that's really sad. I don't know what's going to happen with Sam and Nicole now. Nicole left him, so we'll have to see what happens there. And I think that's pretty much all we really have to talk about. I think, you know, really that's all we have to talk about, really. Yeah, so there's only 4 episodes left of the show. You know, 7, 8, 9, 10, then after the 10th episode, the show's over. So I don't know what's actually going to happen now. I kind of have a couple theories as the thing that's going to happen, as I said, but the show's so unpredictable, you never know what's going to happen, and that's one of the things I loved about this episode. You know, that twist was just so good that, you know, Sara is actually the person to heal them. I think that's a great twist, in my opinion. I'm really looking forward to seeing where that's going to go. Let me know what you guys saw of this episode. I know some people were very disappointed with last week's episode. I thought it was a great episode. This episode, though, was 10 times better, in my opinion. That's it for my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will be my review for The Strain. So I'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.